Hi there, thanks for joining me for this video. We are talking about the PPP round 2 loans. So some of you are interested in applying for a second round of PPP money. It is very similar to the first round of PPP information. It is still based on 2.5 months of the average monthly payroll for 2019 or 2020. It is capped at $2 million, so you can't go over that. If you're in the accommodations and food services, so restaurants, hotels, that type of thing, your maximum loan for the second one is 3.5 months of the average monthly payroll amount for 19 or 20. Okay, so that is the amount that you can qualify for. The second one is that this has to actually have to be the second loan. You still can apply for a first draw of the PPP loan. So to do a draw 2, you have to have a draw 1. So if you haven't already applied, go ahead and apply for a draw 1 because it has a little bit less restrictions, and then you can do the draw 2 later. The other requirement for the second draw is that you have less than 300 employees. You can't have more than 300 employees. And you have to demonstrate at least a 25% reduction in gross receipts between comparable quarters in 19 and 20. So that means you would compare the first quarter of 20 to the first quarter of 19, the second quarter of 20 to the second quarter of 19, the third quarter of 20 to the third quarter of 19. Now, you do not need to have a 15% drop in each of those quarters. You need to have one quarter, at least a 25% reduction in gross receipts between comparable quarters in 19 and 20. So it does not need to be for the entire year, it just has to be at least one quarter. And that's all you need to qualify. You are then going to apply for the loan through your lending institution. So you can check with your local bank where you normally deal with. If you've already gotten the loan 1, check with the same bank. They may have a very easy method for you to get on to the second loan because they do not have to do as much information for you on the second time around. But it'll pretty much be the same application except for stating the amount showing that you have a 25% reduction in gross receipts, which just means you need to show your gross receipts by quarter. Do let me clarify that. Gross receipts is your revenue of doing your business. Do not include in your gross receipts original PPP money that you got, the Washington County Rise Up grant or the Franklin County grant that you got. Don't include that extra money. If you receive funds because you sold assets of the business, do not include that in the revenue part. That is not your operating business revenue. They're looking at just your business revenue. Do not include the other things. Okay, so that is the information you need for filing for your second loan to see if you qualify for the PPP round 2 of the payroll protection program. Hope this information is helpful, and that if you are wanting to show get some other assistance to keep the business going, make sure that you're ready for that. Do pay attention to a little bit because there is a statement that you need to be comfortable with stating when you sign this return, this form, so you understand and acknowledge. Just a second, let me show you. Here is the statement that I want to show to you because this is different from the first round. Current economic uncertainty makes this loan request necessary to support the ongoing operations of the applicant. So do you understand that need for the loans has been added to the statements that you're signing, so make sure you feel comfortable with signing that. This will require some documentation, just as the first one did. You'll deal with that with your bank, but they're going to need to show documentation of how much your payroll is to calculate that 2.5 months amount. Every bank is a little bit different on what documentation they actually want to see. Normally you're talking about being able to see payroll reports that you had filed, that type of thing. So if you need any reports that we generate for you, I would be glad to provide you with those copies of those reports for you. That if you need those to apply, we can give those to you. Of course, if we don't do your accounting work or we don't do your payroll work, we won't have that information for you. So those of you that are interested in applying for the PPP round 2, That is the information and your qualification, just 1/4 from between 20 and 19 showing the gross receipts. Do not use any loan amounts in here. Okay. All right. Otherwise, very simple process, and you already have gone through round 1, so round 2, hopefully they have worked some of the kinks out, and that's a little bit better. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. If you need any help, please reach out and give us a yell. Thanks.